What are the most effective sales techniques for residential roofing projects? Welcome back to the Big Roofs Podcast. Today's question is, what are the most effective sales techniques for residential roofing projects? In this episode, we're going to be talking about 10 techniques that can help you close more roofing jobs. Before we get into those techniques, I think it's important to understand something. Sales starts long before you sit down at the kitchen table. In fact, sales starts well before you arrive at the inspection. Sales starts with your brand. It starts with your website. It starts with your Google reviews, Facebook reviews. It starts with how quickly you answer the phone. It starts with how quickly you respond to those leads. Another way, it starts with every interaction a homeowner has with your company before they even ever meet anyone from it. The reality is that sales has changed. The modern homeowner is looking for more than traditional objection handling and old school closing tactics. I mean, we see this for years and years and years, but it is changing. Don't get me wrong, sales training does matter. Top rep, boom, right here. We got it. We believe in sales training, consistent role playing. It matters. Practicing your presentation matters. Learning how to ask better question matters, and then closing your mouth. But there are many other factors that determine whether a homeowner chooses your company. For years and years, I saw the change in my roofing business. Here's why it's changing. The homeowner doesn't actually want to buy a roof. They don't. You need to think about that for a minute. Nobody wakes up excited to purchase a roof. A roof is very different than a new swimming pool. It's very different than a kitchen remodel. It's different than buying a new vehicle. It's even different than painting the exterior of your home. Most homeowners are just not excited about roofing. They're simply trying to solve a problem. In many cases, they aren't even concerned with the aesthetics of it. I saw that over and over again. Some homeowners actually care. They care about the color because they're going to match with the siding and the brick or whatever. But most people simply just want three things. They want the roof not to leak. They want to be installed correctly, manufacturer's guidelines, and they don't want problems after the job is complete. They just want peace of mind. They want protection for their home. They want confidence that they chose the right roofer. So where does this leave the modern roofing salesperson? It leaves us all on systems, processes, professionalism, excellent communication, most importantly, trust. Trust more than ever, because this is, again, there's a lot of competition out there. You have to be better and build more trust. So the most effective sales technique in residential roofing is building trust. Everything else supports that goal. Let's talk about the 10 techniques that help build trust and ultimately help you close more jobs. Technique number 1, you've got to win before you arrive. That's right. Before you pull up, first of all, you're going to drive like a grandma. You're going to stop at every stop sign. You're going to use your turn signal. No one is going to see you texting and driving. You are going to be the safest driver on the road. Every single person at your company that has a wrapped vehicle, it's going to be nauseating how safe you are. That's a side note. You have to win before you arrive, and that's one of the ways you do that. The sale starts the moment any inquiry or lead comes in. How fast you respond. Did they receive an instant text? Did they receive an instant email? Did they receive any kind of confirmation immediately, 24/7? Boom. Do they know who from your team is coming to their inspection? Did they receive an educational short video, 52-second video, a little piece of content before the appointment? The companies winning today are creating confidence before they even knock on the door. I don't care if it's insurance. I don't care if it's retail. You need a way to get your team's faces, preferably not just a picture, but not just a picture. Nobody's doing pictures, but an actual video of that sales rep coming to that door. So when they open the door, they already know that sales rep's name. That's technique number 1. Technique number 2, create a 5-star experience. Every detail matters. How did you park? Where did you park? Did you block the driveway? Did you walk up to the house? Did you go through the grass, or did you go on the sidewalk? What does your truck look like? Is there a bunch of crap hanging out of it? If there is crap hanging out of it, because it's inevitable, did you properly strap it down? Does it look safe? Did you take that attention to detail? What does your uniform look like? Are you actually wearing your correct polo shirt tucked in with guilty belt, all the things that you're supposed to be wearing with appropriate shoes? Were you prepared? Did you bring a professional company custom folder that had your information, your team's information, what to expect on roof day, what to expect on inspection, did you take the time to prepare for that meeting, or were you just rushed on the phone? Gotta get to the next meeting. Are you texting while you're walking up to the door, or are you prepared? Most homeowners decide whether they trust you before you ever begin talking about roofing. Technique number 3, ask better questions. The best salespeople aren't the best talkers. They're the best listeners. One of my favorite questions is, besides price, this is later in the conversation. You've had some sort of rapport with this person and you're getting towards, it can be either after you presented or it can be before you presented. This is just my personal opinion. Besides price, what's important to you when choosing a roofing contractor? Then be quiet. It will be awkward. Listen, they will have internal conflict, whether they want to answer honestly or not. The homeowner will often tell you after the awkwardness is over exactly how they want to buy and what they want to buy and what's most important to them. Or technique, you have to diagnose before you prescribe. Let's break that down. Don't show up just pitching products left and right. It is a good technique to have things, I call it show and tell, touch and feel. People love to feel the waterproof underlayment, but just don't show up immediately pitching products. Show up asking those questions to help identify their specific problems. Like you've never seen a roof before, you can identify it. You just have to treat it like it's something you haven't seen 10,000 times. Make it important to their specific problems. You have to inspect thoroughly. You have to take notes, but you have to take a lot of photos and then select photos to show in the proposal you're going to show them that day. To show we have these measurements, they come from the same software that insurance uses to measure roofs within 1 inch of accuracy. Take the notes. You have a problem, you have a solution. Problem, solution. You draw on the photos. You have this flashing here. We're going to do it this way. Boom. You see your chimney right here? There's no cricket. We're going to build a cricket here. Those kinds of things matter. Understand their specific situation. People trust experts who diagnose problems, their specific problems, not salespeople who rush into, look at this roof and look at this roof, into presentations. That's technique number 4. Moving on to technique number 5. Like I said, you got to use photos for everything. A homeowner cannot make good decisions about things they cannot see. You got to take photos. You got to bring them up on the roof with you digitally. You have to take a lot of photos. Typically, we would take between 80 and 120 photos, depending on the size of the roof. And that wouldn't just be the roof. It would be the driveway cracks or the landscaping or window screens or rotten trim. Any potential issues with the home that were not related to roofing, we took photos of those. And then we would narrow it down to the ones that pertain to your service, which is roofing. So you have to show them with photos exactly what's happening on the roof. Because people don't understand industry jargon. But when they understand typical, oh, that shingle does look bad. And then you just very calmly, and in their verbiage, their vernacular, the way they speak, see, this shingle is bent up. There's a hole. Don't talk about penetrations and don't use jargon. When people understand their problem, they become more confident in making decisions with you. Technique number 6. Offer good, better, best, or best, better, good, whichever one you want to do. Stop giving homeowners one option. Give them choices. Again, you're listening to them, right? You are diagnosing their specific problems. You may have a template already built out, which you should. Before you even get there, your team or yourself should already have a template of their roof with their measurements already built out, so that all you're doing is adding photos and then maybe adjusting some details. Again, you're diagnosing their roof. You're seeing their specific problems. If there's something wrong with the roof and you're like, this is not a good material to use here, you should use this material. A good example is like different kinds of low slope material, like TPO versus EPDM versus ModBit. You have to give them options and, again, show your professionalism with good, better, best. You have to have a good option, a better than that option, a best option. People like choosing. They don't want too many options. 3 is a great one, sometimes 4 if they want an ultra premium option, but they don't like feeling sold. The more ownership they have in the decision, the more comfortable they become with you. Again, increasing trust. Number 7, you got to sell the process. We talked about their problems and product a little bit, but you got to sell the process. Most roofing companies sell shingles. They sell a roof system, maybe even. Best roofing companies, they sell certainty. They sell what happens next. This is what's going to happen next. This is who is going to manage your project. This is how does communication work? Guess what? We're already better at everyone in communication because of our platform. You already have my direct phone number. You can call and text me anytime. This is so-and-so, the project manager. They're going to be on your job site the entire process from before the sun comes up until that job is done. I will be coming back and forth checking on the job. This person is the point of contact. That's how communication works. You can also make a short video on what to expect on roof day. We did this. We would send it to them, email and text. And we'd try to send it to the other spouse after the job was sold so that they both were on the same page, and we would get feedback of, how we're going to protect your azaleas, how we're going to protect your landscape furniture. What are we going to do when we tear everything off? How are we going to show you if there's rotten decking? Very clear expectations on what to expect. Because the more certainty you provide, the less risk the homeowner feels, the more comfortable they feel trusting you. And again, this is all building in the back of their mind. These guys are really thinking of everything. I can trust that this is going to be installed correctly. I already know. We're getting to it. It's a premium service. All these things help build trust, but also help you sell at the appropriate profit margin. Technique number 8, handle objections before they happen. I get it. There's always going to be objections of some level, but you shouldn't be having 6 objections. Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. If you have more than 2 objections, you're not doing your job well as a company. You are not overcoming objections before you even arrive to the home. You must do this. Most objections are not even objections at all. They're just unanswered questions. You got to answer all the questions before you get there. You have to answer them so many times, the same questions over and over again, the ones that we all know. When does the material come? Where do I park my cars? I got to go to work. Remember the landscaping again? We already talked about that. Remember these window screens over here? Oh, you see all these photos here? We already showed you the photos of the house. Where's the dumpster going? What kind of dumpster do you have? All these things can be answered. Objections mostly are unanswered questions. You got to address all the communication concerns before they're even raised. You have to just wow them with your communication so that they're like, oh, I know. I can talk to John and the production manager all day long, every day. They're going to respond. They answer their office phone all the time. Even if it's like 10 o'clock at night, I still get an AI agent, or I get an answering service, and I'm going to get my question answered. Obviously, you got to address the quality of install concerns. You have to address scheduling concerns. You've got to prevent objections because it's far easier than overcoming them at the point of sale. It's just much easier. You make it a one-way conversation when you do it yourself. My 2 cents on sales techniques in general, that's number 8. Let's move on to number 9. You got to follow up consistently. Okay, this is where just a tremendous number of roofing companies just lose sales. Not because the homeowner said no, not because nobody followed up enough times. They may say, oh, I followed up one time. Okay. Did you text? Did you email? Did you call? Did you do that a minimum of 35 times in a 7-day period? What? That's too many times. No, it's not. If you are listening to your homeowner and they object to you and they're just not going to sign right then, which means your price is where it needs to be. It's at a premium price. Fine. Mr. Jones, are you getting a couple more estimates? Yes or no? So if they say yes, okay. When is your last estimate coming in, roughly? Well, we have them scheduled for next Thursday. Perfect. Would it be okay if I followed up with you around lunchtime on Thursday? Sure, absolutely. Put 2 buttons. Great. I'll follow up with you on Thursday at 12 o'clock. Boom. Your phone, text, and email that customer at 12 o'clock on Thursday. Even if you're on another person's roof, even if you're driving down the road, even if you're on vacation, you will follow up more than the other person. And that starts a 2-year automation campaign for follow-up. Because this happened to us many, many times in the roofing space. As prices have increased, they would get us because they love us and that we had great reviews. They're like, oh, I want to use you guys, but I just wasn't budgeting. I didn't budget for that. And they couldn't qualify for financing or didn't want to use a HELOC, whatever the reason may be. They weren't going to spend the money or couldn't spend the money right now. This is retail for us mostly. Then they would get our competitor to come out. And guess what? Our competitor was about the same price as us, maybe a couple $100 less. Then they get a third person out there from Atlanta somewhere. Guess what? They didn't trust that person. They saved $1,000, but they didn't trust that person. So then we would continue to follow up week after week, month after month. And they would figure out a way. They would find a way to pay for it that they felt comfortable with. If it wasn't our financing or they couldn't qualify for our financing, they've got a HELOC. Or they'd get a bonus at work, or they get a tax return. And then 90 days, 6 months, 12 months later, hey, John, I'm so sorry I haven't followed up with you. I returned your text message. We're ready to move forward. Can you please send over an updated quote? Most homeowners are just busy. They're taking their kids to soccer practice. Follow-up is not pressure. It's just a service for them to remind them. We're all way overstimulated anyway. You've got to follow up. The contractor who follows up consistently wins. That's number 9. Let's move on to the final technique number 10. You've got to ask for the sale. At some point, you have to ask. You have built all this trust, rapport. This conversation has continued. They like you. They love you, whatever. You want to serve them. You know that you can serve them better than anyone else. You have to believe that from a leadership perspective, all the way down to the lowest person. Everyone must believe that you can serve better. You got to ask for the sale, though. Not aggressively, not awkwardly, not with pressure, because you've already built all that rapport. Just simply ask, hey, based on everything we discussed, which of these 3 options do you feel is best fit for your home? And it can be a version of that, but if you've built trust throughout this process, asking for that sale becomes natural. You just got to ask. Here are my final thoughts. So if you remember one thing from this episode, remember this. The most effective sales technique in residential roofing is trust. Trust is built through communication. It's through professionalism. Trust is built through consistency. Trust is built through education with short little videos of who you are, what to do, what to expect. Trust is built through delivering an actual 5-star experience from the very first interaction to the final invoice. The companies with the highest close rates aren't necessarily the companies with the best roofing closing lines, the best salespeople. They're the companies that make homeowners feel most confident moving forward. Focus on becoming the most trusted contractor in your market, because homeowners don't buy the cheapest roof. They buy the contractor they trust the most. Bye, everybody.